All right. Just tell us. We're live now? Okay. All right. Okay. I think so. We are? Okay. No, it's okay. All right. Good evening, Shamokin area fans. We're here at Kent Memorial Stadium on a beautiful night. We're with a matchup with the Selinsgrove Seals for the second time this season. And I'm joined in the booth here with Nathan Grimes for the second time.
Good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. It's a big game tonight. So I have a feeling this game's going to look a little different than the last Selinsgrove game did. Shamokin's, out of all the wins, they put up a lot of points. They only put up 16 points to this team, and the defense gave up no points. So it was 16-0 after that game, week 3. And, I think when you have tape on both teams, things look a little different. They'll know what to look for. Nate Schoen's going to be a player to look for. Number 5 for the defense. He'll be playing in nose guard. So they're lining up to kick off here.
Yeah, like you said, it was 16-0 last game, but Shamokin was aided by 2 blocked punts. So it definitely helped them out a ton. So we'll see how it goes here tonight.
Dead ball takes it out to the right side and goes out of bounds on the Shamokin side of the field. 1st and 10 on the what looks like 23, maybe 23-yard line.
Yeah, it looks to be about that. I think so. Last Saturday they played Milton for the second time, and usually when you beat a team the first time, the second time around is a little bit tougher. But that wasn't the case last week. Put up 54 points on Milton. So, but they're certainly not as strong a team as Selinsgrove. Selinsgrove beat them, so that's certainly obvious. But this week I think is definitely going to be a lot different the second time around. Just because you beat Milton like that doesn't mean you can come around and do it to anybody for a second time. So.
All right, they're going to line up in an I formation, wing right. And it's going to be a reverse to Billy Delball. Delball's going to cut out to the right. Delball has all open field.
He's got room.
Turning on the Jets. That's going to be a nice gain out to the 5 or 6 yard line. Big play, Billy Delball.
Looks like there is a flag back at the 25-yard line. I did not see that on the initial play, but now a lot of the fans are indicating that it's going to come back. So we'll see what happens here. Most likely a hold on the Indians, but that was certainly a great run there by Delball. Great first play, a momentum grabber.
Oh, but, huge play. And Billy Delball is going to be a kid to look for here. The first time they played Selinsgrove, passing game was kind of slow, but you look at Billy Delball's numbers last week, 3 receptions, 160 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I think this week they'll have 1 safety high. They may shift them over to Billy's side if they split him out.
Yeah, it was a hold probably on the tight end there on that side, Micah Miller. Didn't quite catch the number, but that's certainly unfortunate. It brings him back to about 3rd and 15 now, 3rd and 18, something like that. So. But even when a play like that comes back, that just breaking one like that gives you confidence, no matter how you do it. So, I think that was certainly it was a good play.
Great way to start the game. Bad penalty. Can't have a penalty like that on that big of a play. 1 back in the backfield. They're going to motion Wary. Handoff underneath. Inside underneath to number 4, Aaron Frashin. Who is it but Nate Schoen playing on 1 leg. Ferocious player gets in on the tackle.
Yeah, I've heard all about him. Last time he played Selinsgrove, they were all talking about the star running back that was out and how the game was going to be much easier on both sides of the ball without him out there. I've heard he's only playing defense tonight, so that's certainly a positive for our defense, but he's certainly one to keep an eye on for the rest of the night.
Now they have him running out at left end. All right, they're going to motion Frash. It's going to be a rollout. Nye's going to go. See somebody in the flats. Dumps it off to Wary in the flats, and they're just going to shut that play down out of bounds. Maybe a gain of 2.
Yeah, decent movement there from Wary after the catch, trying to look for something. There was just nothing there, nothing open, and he just had to tuck it and get down, maybe get an extra yard or 2, but it brings up a 3rd and very long about about 19 actually, third and 19. So that penalty turned out to be huge in this drive.
I figured that penalty was going to be a killer. So now you have third and 19. They're obviously going to have to put it up over top. I had a feeling this game was going to be a defensive game, and so far it's looking that way. We'll see if they could bust something. They have Ryder Zolkowski split out to the right. Going to drop Brett straight back. He's going to roll out of the pocket. He's going to put it down and get it to Ryder Zolkowski. That's going to be way short of a first down.
Yeah, looks like he got about maybe 10 there, so it brings up about 4th and 8. So certainly not enough for the first down. Going to have to punt here. And you definitely got to be careful punting from close to your own end zone. That's last Selinsgrove game. That was huge. We blocked 2 punts off them, obviously. So certainly got to stay vigilant and block well here.
Oh, man, nothing's worse than punting in your own territory.
Yeah, I know from personal experience there.
Me too. Yeah, it's a scary thing. Now Brett's just going to boot this thing down. Almost gets blocked.
That was very close.
That's going to come out to the 50-yard line. It's taking a bad roll.
It took him a while to get to that one there after it was pretty obvious it was going to be a Selinsgrove bounce, but looks like they downed it at the 49-yard line of Shamokin, so not great field position, but it was not a bad punt. The punt was pretty good. Not a great roll, but definitely flip field position a little bit there, so didn't put the defense in too bad of a position, but certainly not ideal to have the opponent start in your own territory.
All right, Selinsgrove's going to come out their quarterback number 8, Coy Bastian, in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a QB draw, and it's going to be a gain of about 3 or 4.
Several different teams have come out and tried to run the quarterback sneak, like right up the middle. Well, not sneak, but keep. So right up the middle of the defense, and it hasn't worked too well, but when it has worked, it's broken big. So I think Selinsgrove definitely saw some of that on film. I'm not sure, they might have tried some of that even last game they played. So going back to it, just trying to feel out that defense. Ian Paul out there, I think, is a little gimpy. I heard his ankle is not quite 100%, so they might be trying to test that here early.
It'll be something interesting to see how this game plays out. Okay, they're in an I formation. Oh, and that looks like number 62, Garrett Kitchen, jumping off sides, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, going to set up 2nd and 1.
Yeah, the Kitchen was a little bit too hot there. He came across the ball before it was snapped, and that's 2 penalties already in this game. They did pretty well in the beginning of the season. I was very surprised. They were very penalty-free for the most part, and the last few games have not been quite as kind to them.
No, and, it's a sloppy start. They really need to clean this up if they're going to, play the defense that I know that they can play. They're going to come out in an I formation, receiver right, receiver left, tight end right. Just going to be a fullback feed up the middle. Micah Miller's going for the ball. Number 44, Ryan Ament. He's a senior. Just run up the middle, try to get the first down.
That was a good play by Micah there, coming in from the back, and he pulled him back a little bit, but it looks like he did not get there quite in time. They got the yardage required for the first down, so setting up at about the 39-yard line of Shamokin, and they got a decent drive going right here. No big gainers so far, but they have been moving the ball pretty well.
They're going to line up in an I formation, tight end right, same formation as the last. It's going to be a toss to the outside. Hoover cuts it inside and meets a wall of Indian defenders.
Yeah, great pursuit there on all levels. He just had nowhere to go. That was great defense.
Teague Hoover, the junior, he's going to be your main eye back tonight. So, I'm excited to see what the Selinsgrove offense does. They were shut out the first time that they played Shamokin. You have tape now. You see how Shamokin runs their defense. You certainly can try and game plan for something different, see what works, and right now they're driving. Okay, they have a shotgun formation. It's going to be another QB keep. Coy Bastian gets a 1 to 2 yard game.
Yeah, I got a feeling they're going to keep going back to that all night until it works. And a few weeks ago against Central Mountain, I said that they kept going right up the middle, and it just was not working at all. And I was like, well, why do they keep doing that? And then fourth quarter, all of a sudden, it started popping. So defense has definitely got to stay vigilant of that and keep definitely disciplined and make sure they know that that's going to come.
And that's something to keep an eye on, too, as attrition sets in, as this game gets in. Right now all the players are amped up, they're juiced up, they're ready to go. As this game goes on, those runs might pop. Okay, they have an I formation. It's going to be a power. Number 1, and that's a big play. Touchdown. Selinsgrove Seals. Teague Hoover takes it approximately 30 yards to the house.
Yep, like Zolkowski had a little bit of a chance there to cut him off at the sidelines and just couldn't quite get around the receiver. He almost stepped out of bounds, but it looks like he tiptoed in there. Good, pretty good footwork there by the runner, and unfortunate, again, another week in a row that they start off poorly. Shamokin definitely has a history of starting off poorly so far this season, and a lot of times they've been able to overcome it and come back from it, but it's certainly not something you want to try to do every week.
No, and now they're just going to line up for the extra point here. It's going to go up, split the uprights, and that is good. It is now 7-0 here at Kent Memorial Stadium with 7:22 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, pretty slow developing extra point there, but it goes through. Didn't quite get their mitts up there far enough, so 7-0, and I'm interested to see what the offense does. Obviously, first play they went for about an 80-yard run and it came back, so they definitely have opportunities so far. So only one drive, but definitely can't take any more of those costly penalties.
And now that's the killer with these penalties. I mean, I bet you $100 Coach Hynoski's over there telling them they better clean it up, and they will. But you know, you have Billy Delball break an 80-yard run, and it gets called back because of a holding call. So it could be 7-7 here at Kent Memorial. We don't know. So Shamokin's going to have to rebound here, keep their heads up. They're just going to have to ground and pound, open things up over the top.
Yeah, it's certainly a bit of a mental killer there when you have a play like that gets called back where you think you did everything perfectly, and especially for Billy when you run all that way and then it has to come back, and it's tough to come back from on that drive. So hopefully they can come back and replicate that without the penalty this time. We'll see.
All right, it's going to be a kick deep. It's going to wobble, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Looks like we're going to get the ball at, I think, the 35 it comes out to in high school.
35-yard line, they'll have the ball for possession here.
Yeah, pretty good start there for the return team. Didn't have to do much, but get it out to the 35. They haven't gotten out to the 35 often this year, so that certainly works out in their favor.
Yeah, good starting field position here. Hopefully the second drive will have a better outcome than the first. So we'll see what Shamokin does. How are they going to respond to that drive? That was a really nice drive put together by the Selinsgrove Seals.
Yeah, last week they started off extremely slow on both sides of the ball, throwing an interception, I think, on the first offensive play of the game. And after that, they came out and they went guns a-blazing. So they got that first drive out of the way. Let's see if they can settle down here, maybe get a few runs in, and then pop a deep one.
They're going to have two wings out. Zolkowski down on the left. Max Madden behind Brett Nye. They're going to motion Frash, and it's going to be a run right to Max Madden up the middle. It's a nice gain of about 9 yards.
Yeah, pretty good play design there. The hole opened up real quick. Good blocking by the offensive line. Max had a little bit of shifty run in there. Fell forward for maybe an extra 2 yards. That's very good first down run. When we can get 9 on first down, that's a success every time. So second and short is definitely one of the best positions to be in.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just ran it right back, run that play again.
Yeah, second and short, they say, is the best time to take a deep shot, but we'll see what they do here.
Alrighty, they have a wing left, 2 backs. They're going to run it off tackle with Wary. Wary's going to meet a host of Selinsgrove Seal tacklers.
Yeah, not much doing there. He went off tackle and just either someone didn't do their job or just had an extra linebacker on that side. They knew what they were calling, and Wary had nowhere to go.
Rumberger in on the tackle, number 26. All right, so now we have 3rd and 1. I expect to see some sort of, power, but we'll see what they come out in.
You didn't lose anything there, so it is still just 3rd and almost exactly 1. So.
Alrighty, they're going to have wing right, 2 backs. Zolkowski down to the left. It's just going to be a run up the middle to Madden. Did Madden get the yardage?
He looks like he did. They're giving it to him.
Alrighty, they're going to give them the first down Shamokin Indians.
It's a good play. There's a lot of bodies in there in the middle, and Max just kept those legs turning and pick up the first down. It's definitely great for this drive.
I was expecting to see that. So this Selinsgrove defense, it looks like they're running a 4-4. That's a bit different than their 3-5 that they typically run. offers more run support. Maybe I believe they're running the 3-5, but they're going to bring both those outside backers up on the line. Looks like they're bringing pressure to the right. Now he's going to drop right back. Billy Delbaugh. Oh, Billy Delbaugh drops the ball.
Yeah,
Good ball.
that was great coverage there by number 4 there for Selinsgrove. It was very good ball, and Delbaugh had good position on it. Went up pretty. He didn't drop it. I think that was the defensive back there kind of knocked it out. So that was certainly a good play by both sides there. It just didn't work out for Shamokin.
And I mean that's a good throw, but that's better coverage by number 4 Nate Ament. That was very good coverage here. So we're gonna see now. It is now 2nd and 10. Probably just gonna be a run play here. They're gonna motion Frash. It's gonna be a pass. They're gonna put it to Frash. Pass gets tipped.
Yeah, not sure if that was part. Looking, it didn't work for either of them, so I think it went off Selinsgrove defender there, got tipped. So a little bit of an errant throw by Brett, but it's certainly tough when you're rolling out like that. And now it's 3rd and 10, so you assume they got to go to the air again. And it's never good when they know what you're going to do. So you want to try to get yards in those early downs and not put yourself in this position. But here they are.
It's a lot easier to get a first down on 3rd and 2 than 3rd and 10, obviously. So we're going to set it up here. It's going to be double wing. Quick move. Oh, he shakes off the sack, and they're going to go down. Nate Schoen with the initial pressure.
Yeah, it looks like that was a design pump fake there, and as soon as he pumped, there was already like 3 guys in his face. So not much he could do there. He shook off one tackler. He's pretty strong down there. Brett's a big kid. He stayed up for a little while, but there was just too many defenders there. Not sure if there was anybody open downfield anyway, so not a great 3rd down play. And here he comes on to punt from his own 30.
Yeah, just meant to be, pull the corner up. It was going to be a pump and go, and just no time there for Brett. Brett's just going to get off a short punt. It's going to bounce to the 30. Down by Colin Baza, number 1, senior.
Yeah, that wasn't even that bad of a punt, but it just didn't look like a normal Brett punt. He's been pretty amazing so far this year punting the ball, and it looks like he didn't hit that one quite right, but it still went pretty far. So I think it wasn't a shank or anything like that. So they got him down to their own 31-yard line. So decent field position for Selinsgrove, but certainly not as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, take a look at that pressure too. I mean, there was heavy pressure on Brett on that punt.
He stays cool under pressure, being a quarterback and the punter. It's
going to come out in an I formation, tight end left. It's going to be a power run. Ian Paul came in and just laid the hammer down on number 2, Brendan Heil, Jr.
Yeah, bum ankle and all. Ian Paul's still a tough kid. You're not going to run right through him no matter what. So that was a great play there by Ian Paul, reading that play and just coming up in pursuit there and stopping him for minimal gain, maybe about 2 or so there. So
yeah, he's
up a 2nd and 8.
Defensive leader out there. Okay, they have Colin Baza in at safety. They're going to come out in that same formation, tight end left I formation. It's going to be a fullback dive. And, man, they stuffed that play.
It looks like they tried a little bit of a trickery there. The quarterback faked like it was an errant snap there, and the defense was not fooled. Frash was right in there for the stop. He got maybe 2 on that play, but he was there immediately. Fell forward at the end, but great play by the defense.
Yeah, number 44, Ryan Ament, had no room to run there. And typically a fullback dive is just put the shoulder down. Maybe you can get 4 or 5 yards, maybe break something. I mean, Central Mountain broke something big a few weeks ago for a touchdown. So I'm sure Selinsgrove took a look at that film, and they saw what worked against this Indians defense. But they're going to come out in a shotgun formation, the wing right. It's going to be a QB sweep. He's going to reverse field, come up. Coy Bastian gets the first down. Nice run. Quarterback, number 8, Coy Bastian.
Yeah, that's certainly some nifty running there. It looks like where he was trying to go initially just wasn't there, and he had the wherewithal to cut back and get the first down. So that was a great play. It looks like, remember, Selinsgrove lost his helmet there on that play, so I think he has to come out for at least a play. So probably maybe a little bit of loss there in the offensive line for a play or so, but that was certainly a great play by the Selinsgrove quarterback. Give credit to him for navigating his way through the traffic there.
Yeah, I really think they're just going to come out and run the ball on him. They have tight end left I formation yet again. It's going to be a handoff to number 2, Brendan Heil. no room to run there. I was really surprised that they ran the ball on 3rd and 8, but obviously it caught the Shamokin defense off guard too.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, we were talking about earlier those 3rd and longs. You almost have to pass it, and the defense knows it. So Selinsgrove knows that the defense knows it, so they caught him off guard. You don't see that often, but it does work sometimes, and that's why they do it. So.
Yeah, Coy Bastion's looking good out there. He's taking control of the Seals team early. Going to break the huddle here, and it's going to be an ace formation, one running back in the backfield. It's going to be a fake. They're going to throw it outside, a quick out. Ament breaks a big play down the sideline. Ryan Ament knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. What a run.
Yeah, that was an amazing play by number 44 there. I mean, he looks like he was going to get it, not even catch it initially, and the quarterback looks like Micah Miller. I thought he tipped it initially, and then he got the ball. They had a tackle around his knees, kept up, and then shook Zolkowski, got all the way down to about the 1-yard line, maybe 2 before Cedar finally tracked him down. But that was a very impressive run.
And the ball, that's all receiver. The ball's kind of behind him, and he catches that ball, turns up the field, breaks the tackle. That was a great play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them pass again. They're just, you know what? I think they're going to run, actually. I think they'll probably run a QB keep. Probably just going to be a draw up the middle. Or to the outside, a Q sweep again. But we have a timeout.
Called a timeout. I think it was Selinsgrove. I'm not quite sure who they're indicating it was on. Yeah, and it was Selinsgrove. So maybe a little bit of confusion there after the long run getting up to the line, but that was still huge for Selinsgrove. Again, all the way to the 4. It looks like they got it down to, but that was a great run. Certainly did not expect him to break out like that, and he's certainly faster than he looks.
I had a feeling they were going to pull the play action pretty soon. I mean, with that run working, you score a 34-yard touchdown off of a power to the right side. You know, that's something that's going to stick with that defense. They're going to have to bear down on this run, but again, you work the run so you can open up the pass. You open up everything over the top when you suck that defense in. And, that was just a great play, great confidence builder. And now with the ball on the 4-yard line, the playbook's wide open. You have this Indians defense on their heels. We'll see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, a few short runs got stopped early, but, I mean, other than that, pretty much everything has worked for them for at least short gains. So we'll see if the Indians can make a huge stand here on the goal line.
Brandon Heil in the backfield, and it's just going to be the keep. There you go. Nice run down to about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, tough run in there by the quarterback. He got down to maybe the 2 to 3, something like that. But
around there.
Selinsgrove has been great tonight at avoiding negative plays. I think, like even when they haven't been super successful, they haven't really lost yards a whole lot, and I don't think they've gotten any penalties on them tonight either. So they've been great at not getting huge gains, but certainly just keeping the chains moving.
I think they're just going to run this I formation again. They have a tight end to the right side of the formation. It's going to be a fullback run to Ament. Oh, man, he got stuffed. Great play by Ian Paul.
Yeah, the defense sniffed that out real quick. Ian Paul and Aaron Frash shot right through the line. They were not fooled by that one. Looks like it's going to bring up about a 3rd and goal from the 3. So this becomes a huge down here. If you stop them for no gain, it's going to be a tough decision whether to kick the field goal or to go for it. I'm pretty sure last game I remember them actually attempting a field goal. So that certainly is a possibility here if they don't score a touchdown.
I'm kind of expecting a play action here. They're going to line up in that I formation, tight end to the right side. And it's just going to go right to Hoover, and he just muscles his way into the end zone.
Yeah, wow. There were several defenders there right away, and they looked like they had him stopped. I thought they were going to stop him, and he just kept them legs churning. Maybe got a few offensive line behind him to push him in over the goal line, and he just little boyed them out there.
Brandon Heil just follows Ryan Ament, number 44, into the end zone. Nice play. That it was simply just overpowering. That defense had nothing to do there. Yeah,
last game when they shut Selinsgrove out offensively, like obviously they didn't score, but they looked like they certainly had potential. They were a tough running team. They came out, they ran a lot, and looked like they certainly had potential to when they got their maybe a few of their guys back, like you're talking about Sean. I mean, obviously he doesn't play offense tonight, but just like the way that they played the first game looked like they could certainly turn around this game, and that they have in a big way.
Offsides against Shamokin area, so this is just, well, I don't know if they'll go for 2 here.
Yeah, I think he did
Yeah.
make it, so they probably have the option to just keep the extra point, which I would do if I were them. But
Yeah,
we'll see what
but we'll see how aggressive this coach wants to be tonight. I mean, the ball's getting moved up. Ball gets moved up half the distance to the goal, and it looks like they're just keeping the extra point formation, extra point team out there.
Yeah,
So they'll probably just run this back.
maybe they just didn't give them the option to keep it. So here comes another attempt. They got really close to blocking it last time. Obviously, they went off sides, but we'll see what happens here.
And the kick is no good.
No good. Wow.
Turns out that penalty was actually a blessing for the Shamokin team, which has looked pretty sloppy early here with penalties.
It worked out there. I mean, they got about 4 or 5 guys right through the line. I thought they were going to block it. They got it through the line. I figured he made it, but it looks like it went wide left there. So makes it only 13-0 here. So that could be huge later on in the game if the Indians' offense can figure something out here.
And, you know, coming in, I really expected this to be a defensive game, but it looks like the Seals just really studied their tape. They had a feeling that they knew what was going to work tonight. And so far, they're just pounding it down Shamokin's throat. And Shamokin doesn't really have a response so far with 33 seconds left here in the first quarter. Ball on the 40-yard line, going to get a kickoff here. And back deep, they have Billy Delball and number 13, Ryder Zolkowski.
Their Shamokin defense has really impressed me so far this season, like overall. But when they have gotten gashed, it has been from the run game and pretty much straight up the middle every time. So I think Selinsgrove has definitely seen that playing them for the second time and seeing on tape what other teams have done to them. So I think the running game up the middle is certainly their weakness when they do get gashed.
I mean, the most points they've given up this season in a victory was 20 points to Shikalimi. So already 13-0 here. It's going to be a kick deep by number 32, Kyle Rule. And they have Delball taking it out. Delball's going to get that out to the 27-yard line.
He looked like he had a little bit of room there, but the holes closed pretty quickly. Got it out, yeah, like you said, to the 27. So not terrible starting field position here for Brett and I in the offense, and we'll see if they can get anything going here. Max Madden has been running pretty hard tonight. He had a few good runs earlier, but just couldn't quite break one. I heard actually both him and Billy Delbar are now over 500 yards for the season, receiving and rushing respectively, and Brett Nye is also over 1,000 yards passing. So
he's around 1,100 this season. All right, they're going to have a wing right, 2 backs in the backfield. It's going to go up the middle to Max Madden, and he gets stuffed. No running room there.
Yeah, he did a very quick handoff up the middle, and looks like there was 3 guys in his face right there. Offensive line might have been a little confused on the play call there, and Max had nowhere to go. Even lost about 1 or 2 yards there. It brings up maybe 2nd and 12, and that'll be the end of the quarter.
End of the quarter here at Kent Memorial Stadium, 13-0. You know, you lose 2 yards there. It's now 2nd and 12. Shamokin may come out and pass it on this 2nd down. I wouldn't be surprised if they call just something quick to the flats, maybe a quick hitch, just to get something going. But if you're going to pass and you have a player like Nate Schoen that you're going up against, if you are going to pass, probably be more beneficial to go out of a shotgun formation, get the quarterback some more time, and definitely don't run any sprint outs to Nate Schoen's side, because he's a unit. He's a wrestler too. He's made it to the state level multiple times. So when you have a player like that, you have to keep an eye on him.
He's certainly formidable out there. I think, like you said, getting the quick passes. I think you need to get your playmakers like Delball and Zolkowski and maybe even Madden out in space, and good things will happen if you get your athletes out in space. And Delball has shown that all year consistently. So I think they definitely need to draw something up there. Hopefully some quick passing game.
Yeah, quick passes here especially. Can't emphasize that enough. I don't think Brett's going to have the time to stretch the ball 40, 50 yards down the field to Delbar or Zolkowski. I think he's going to have to get quick balls out and just take the chunk plays. So, small gains here and there, and eventually you have a first down, and then you just keep working down the field. So Shamokin's going to come out now, wing left, Frash at the wing, Madden at fullback, Paul next to Madden. It's going to be a handoff to Paul. Paul's going to run hard for about a gain of 4.
Paul's a very tough runner. He's probably the toughest of the 3 backs they have running downhill. And, yeah, they only got about maybe 4 there, but Paul certainly carried a few defenders, a few extra yards. Makes it 3rd and still pretty long, but certainly more manageable than what it was before the run. So we'll see what they draw up here.
Shamokin's going to break the huddle. They're going to have Micah Miller down towards the right, Ian Paul at wing. 2 backs, and they're just going to roll Nye out. Knight's going to set up. That's a good ball, just in and out of the hands of Ryder Zolkowski. Good ball.
Yeah, that was certainly on target. Zolkowski had a guy draped around his waist there. Looks like even if he would have made the catch, it would have been a little bit short of the first down of the line to gain. So not a huge loss there by the drop. Might have made it 4th and very short, so they might have had to think about going for it there. But Zolkowski can't rein it in, and Brett Knight comes out to punt again. I think they've only had successfully 1 first down so far the entire game, so that's certainly not what you want to see.
Now they're going to have Nye back deep. Hopefully he can get a better punt off, keep the pressure off of him. He's going to get the snap. Gets it away. Nice high punt. Number 2 takes it out. Heil, that is. On the return, gets a nice little gain there, and now this is going to set up Selinsgrove offense just on the 4 side of Shamokin's field. So we'll see how this plays out here.
Yeah, better punt there from Brett Nye. He's had guys in his face all night. I think punting, and it's certainly something to worry about later in the game. He looks like certainly potential there to get 1 blocked, and that would be very disastrous, especially when you're already down by a significant margin. So better punt there, and even better return. Looks like they certainly have some very good athletes out there.
They're going to set up in a power I formation. Strong left. They're going to do just a quick pitch to Hoover. It's going to come up. Nice little gain there.
They found a little bit of a hole at the end. Maybe only got about 3, but look, he made something out of nothing there. Looked like he was going to get stopped maybe behind the line of scrimmage even, and he gashed the defense a little bit there. Yeah, got maybe 3 on the play, so it brings up 2nd and 8. Interesting to see what they do here. Probably another quarterback draw, something like that, maybe even get some quick passing game going. But everything they seem to be doing is working so far. So
power I left formation here, and they're just going to run it with number 1, Teague Hoover. Gain of about 1 or 2 there, but Selinsgrove just coming out and running the ball. And, obviously they watched their film, like I said earlier, and we'll see. 3rd and 6, I would expect to see them line up in a shotgun formation. But, the playbook's pretty open right now. You have you got a first down on a QB keep on 3rd and 8, so the defense can't just count on a pass right now.
Yeah, that was a good play there by Micah Miller, the outside linebacker, and dropping his legs there, gave him a little bit of a dead weight so he couldn't get anything more than what he already had him stopped for. So brings up 3rd and 7 here. We'll see what they come up with.
Just going to run a QB keep again out to the right side. He's going to be forced out of bounds. Run it to the short side of the field. Not much to work with there for number 8, Bastion. So good stop by the Shamokin defense. That's what they needed. They needed something to get the momentum going into their direction. Now what they need is either a big return or a nice, strong offensive drive to really offset, the momentum that Selinsgrove's had early.
Yeah, when you're a defense and if you have something unconventional like a quarterback draw on 3rd and long and it works against you twice, that would really be a backbreaker and pretty demoralizing. So it was certainly huge that they could stop it there and get the ball back for their offense.
Wow, nice high punt. It's going to bounce back, take a favorable bounce for the Shamokin Indians.
Down to about the 26 there. Yeah, pretty decent punt. Takes a Shamokin bounce. We'll see. Again, they haven't been able to get anything going on offense so far other than that first play, and it was called back. So we'll see what they come out with here. I say they throw the ball a little bit more often than what they have been doing because running game hasn't been failing too bad, but they they need something to open up the playbook a little bit more.
Yeah, just not much running room here early. And, even these receivers right now have been so reliable all season are really having a hard time tonight. So, just the Indians are all out of sorts. They're just going to hand it off to Madden. Madden gets a nice crease. Madden's going to break it outside. Madden to the 50, to the 40. He's getting chased down by number 4. Ament with a great play, running him down, and he stripped him. Was that a fumble?
Yeah, I think they're calling him down.
Nate Ament with a great play, ran him down, popped the ball out. That's a great play. Wow.
Yeah, I saw that coming there with Max had had the ball held to his outside shoulder. It looks like actually they're calling a penalty on the play.
Holding.
I think it might be another holding penalty on the Indians, and that's coming back again. Wow, they've had 2 big plays the entire game, and they both have gotten
negated by penalties.
Yeah,
wow.
That's a huge killer.
Wow, that is, when you have a play that goes for a penalty on the first play of the game, you hate to see it set a trend, but I have a feeling this is just going to be a sloppy game by the Indians. They'll make their adjustments, but right now they just, the offensive line is just not keeping the hands inside, getting them up around the shoulder pads, and now 2 big runs brought back.
Yeah,
that's killer.
They definitely seem to be out of sorts here tonight early, and it has, like I said, it has taken them a long time to get going in other games, but it seems like it's taken them a little bit longer tonight. So hopefully it's not just how the game is going to go, and hopefully it's just taking them a little bit longer to get their feet under them, and let's see what they can do here.
It's going to be a pass, and they're going to go underneath to Billy Delbaugh. Almost intercepted, bit behind Delbaugh. Looked like that they were having a bit of a conversation out there because you had that cornerback press down on Delbaugh. Looked like they were probably going to run a fly, but then when he saw that cornerback drop off 5 yards, usually you audible to a slant. That's what he did, and Selinsgrove defense was just there. Not many other places Nye could put that ball.
Yeah, kind of a dangerous throw there. He was kind of open. He put the ball on him well enough. There was about five defenders around him. All could have made the very quick tackle or the interception there. He's lucky the ball just fell down to the turf.
Yeah, just a short run for Ian Paul, trying to get some yardage moving up, and now it's going to be 3rd and 11. Not much has worked tonight on offense here early, and obviously they're going to pass it here.
Yeah, it's kind of been the story of the night, those short power runs that go for a little bit, but not enough to really make a difference in the chains, and the ones that have broken have gotten called back. So,
all right, Brett Nye's, yep, it's going to be a fade route to Billy Delbaugh. It's a fumbled snap. Oh, that was going to be a fade route to Billy Delbaugh, and
yeah, definitely a botched
he had space too.
Quarterback exchange there, and
yeah.
Brett and I was lucky enough to fall on it, but that's certainly got to rattle you, stay in your head for the rest of the game, and certainly one of those things that's supposed to be you more or less try not to think about it. The exchange between the center, you're thinking about what you're doing after the play, and when something like that happens, it might get in your head a little bit, and you start thinking about that a little bit more than what the play is actually going to be, and it could have come back to affect them later in the game.
All right, Nye's just going to punt this out now. Ooh, man, that was close. He's going to get a high punt. Favorable bounce for the Selinsgrove Seals out to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, another bad bounce. Brett has not been his usual self tonight punting the ball, but it's understandable seeing all the Seals defenders right in his face every time. I'm extremely surprised it hasn't gotten blocked yet.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting every punt they're getting closer. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a blocked punt here within the next few punts. But, I mean, that play where, the bad center quarterback exchange, it happens. It's a high school game. Not everybody's perfect. These things happen. But, you have Billy Delbaugh to the wide side of the field. I know he was running a fly route, and he has all that field at that speed. Man, he would have been a big play. They're going to pass here. Bastion drops back, throws it. Looks like a bit of a miscommunication with number 2, Brandon Heil.
Yeah, he got kind of tied up with Ian Paul there in the secondary. I thought they were going to call pass interference or something there, honestly, but they let it go. Maybe actually looks like
there is a flag in the area of holding.
Yeah, not sure. We'll see what they call here. and it is
Yep, it is
holding.
holding.
Yep, on the seal. So that one incomplete anyway, but it's coming back about another 10 yards. So let's see where they bring it back to, where they called it at. But definitely a big break for the Indians. Not sure if it was just a bad throw or miscommunication, but it looked like something definitely went very wrong for the Seals on offense, and even more wrong now that they got the holding penalty, and they're going to be behind the chains significantly.
On that play, number 41, Rothermel, he was doing a bit of a post corner, and you have Brandon Heil. Looked like maybe he was supposed to do a post. He was lined up at the wing, I believe, or maybe he was at running back. I know Selinsgrove will line up, and they'll just run a streak. My junior year, they ran that streak on us a few times, almost broke a big play, and just a bit of a miscommunication, but that play was there.
That's a huge penalty now. It looks like 2nd and 25 almost, or 1st and 25.
Bastion's just going to take it, run up the middle, going to get a gain of about 3, just something to get the ball moving, get the chains moving a bit. So, bit more favorable field position. 2nd and 22 now. So,
yeah, definitely not a position you want to be in if you're the Seals. Makes you supposedly one-dimensional so far tonight. Even when you thought they should be one-dimensional, they haven't been. So we'll see if how the Indians defense decides to play this. If they have it in their minds a little bit that they run the ball even on downs where you're conventionally pass it, so that might open up the pass a little bit even more for the Seals, which is probably their game plan from the beginning. So
okay, they're going to do a tight end left I formation. It's going to be a toss to the outside to Heil. Heil's going to cut back. Great job by Corey Adamson out over pursue. If you over pursue and you get out of position, those cutback lanes are deadly. And we saw that with Central Mountain. Big play, broke about 70 yards because people over pursued. And, that's just a very good job of a outside linebacker knowing his assignment. You set the edge, force anything inside, and if the play's going the other way, you scrape and you make sure that all cutback lanes are covered. Great play.
Like you said, nice play by Corey Adams. That he certainly had a ton of daylight there if he got behind Corey. So that would have been a huge game, maybe even a first down or a touchdown, something like that. So
3rd and 21 in the I formation, bobbled snap and right down by Ian Paul.
Wow, great play there by Ian. He split the center guard and right to the quarterback. He saw that bobbled center exchange there. It comes back on our 3rd down. It happened to us, and now it happens to them on their 3rd down. So we're even now, I'll say.
Came in like a bullet. They ran a 2-3 blitz. Both those middle backers were coming in. And I have a feeling if they line up in that I formation, they're just going to keep on bringing the pressure.
I think this is the first punt for the Seals of the night.
Nice punt. Solkowski, ooh. Just leave it go, Ryder. And that's going to go down to the 7 or 8 yard line.
Yeah, it looked a
Man,
little bit
bad bounce.
A little bit awkward there trying to field it, but he stays away from it, doesn't touch him, so they don't give up position. And that was a great punt there by the Seals. He punted it from about his own 35-yard line, gets it all the way down to the 7. So that was a huge flipping field position there, putting the Indians in a hole.
Bad bounce for the Indians. Now you're on the 8 yard line. Great bounce for the Selinsgrove Seals. That was a nice high punt. Took an unfavorable bounce for the Indians. Now you have 1st and 10 from the 8 yard line. When you're this deep in your own territory, you just want to come out, probably run it up the middle with Madden, maybe a counter with Ian Paul, but we'll see what happens. You're lined up on the 8 yard line, and they've been having trouble against the Selinsgrove Seals defense.
Yeah, it looks like they actually called a hold on the Indians for a punt that they didn't even return. So backs them up even further than they were initially thought to be. I think maybe about the 4 yard line here.
Man,
yeah, that's very
half the distance to the goal.
Very unfortunate there.
On the 4 yard line, man, that's rough. Last year we were in this field position, and there was a bad quarterback center exchange, and we ended up losing the ball. Set Selinsgrove up well, and now you have a young quarterback coming back from that, so that's in his head.
Yes.
Probably just going to be a run to Madden.
Very dangerous position here. Got to be careful.
Try to run the hard count, and it's just going to go up to Madden. Nothing there for him.
Yeah, it looked like he gained maybe 1 or 2 there on the run, not much at all. Got about up to the 5-yard line, so looks like 2nd and 9 here. And you still got to be very careful, especially if you drop back to pass. You got to get it out very quick, so to avoid that safety.
They'll probably run a slant to that wide side. No, they're going to run a fade. Man, that slant would have been wide open. That's where you kind of look. Young quarterback, he'll learn from that. You just turn, you look. There was no outside backer within 15 yards of where that slant could have been. That could have been a big play, especially when you have a cornerback who can respect a wide receiver, comes off 7 to 10 yards off the ball. That slant alley's open all day, especially when you're, all the way on the other side of the hash.
Yeah, that was great coverage there again by the Steelers corners. They've been playing phenomenally so far tonight.
Nye under center. Just going to be a handoff to Madden. Madden's been having a pretty decent game tonight, but 3rd and 9. And it's just going to be 4th down now. Probably 4th and some change.
Yeah, Madden's gotten quite a few carries for a decent amount of yardage there, but nothing quite popped except for that one that was called back. So unfortunate there for him. And now this becomes extremely dangerous. You have Brett Nye punting from his own end zone. We've been talking all night how got to be prepared for that block. And hopefully the Indians have seen that they've been coming through the line every play, and they set up their protection a little bit better this time. So we'll see what happens here.
Now he's going to get the snap. He's going to get it out. Looks like a punt out to the – ooh, they field it.
That was extremely dangerous there by the return man, but they've got a lot of confidence so far this game.
Yeah.
I mean, to do something like that, you got to be extremely bold and confident in your abilities there. And that was a good spiral there in the punt from Brett Nye, and bounced up perfectly to the return man, and he got maybe 7 or 8 yards on the return there. So now they have great field position, setting up shop at around the 32-yard line with 3:54 remaining in the half. So they got maybe one more chance at a drive here.
Yeah, now they're up past the 40. They're going to come out in a I formation, tight end right, 2 receivers split out. It's just going to be a power run to Hoover. Hoover's going to break that tackle, but he's going to lose some yardage here. Down to the 35-yard line, that's a loss of 3.
Yeah, good play there by John Kodak. Get him down in the backfield, ripped him down by his jersey. Couldn't quite get him on the turf, but he certainly stopped his momentum there, made him cut backfield, and Indians were there ready for him on the cutback, and he lost about 3 yards there. So great play by the defense, just staying in their gaps and being ready for whatever happened. And good play by John Kodak, but couldn't quite get him to the ground.
Yep, taking care of their responsibilities. That's the biggest thing that's preached on defense, and that was an example of it right there. So now it's 2nd and 13. They're going to come out in an I formation. Ament and Hoover in the backfield. Hoover's going to get it up the middle. Hoover's going to make a cut. He's going to get a nice gain out to about the 29-yard line. Looks like he took a shot as he was going down.
Yeah, went right up the middle there for a pretty decent gain. Still going to be 3rd and very long here. Maybe 7 or 8 looks like it's going to be 3rd and 8 now they're calling it. And pretty good run there to put him in manageable, but certainly still very tough to convert from this far out. So, but they have converted several times on 3rd and long. So we'll see if the defense can stay disciplined. Got to be ready for that quarterback draw, and certainly for a receiver a long ball.
And they're just going to come out in this I formation again. Probably going to be a play action. No, they're just going to run it. Nothing there. Brandon Hiles stuffed. Number 2, Brandon Hiles stuffed in the backfield.
Yeah, they run it right up the middle. That shows how much confidence they have in their offensive line and their running backs to get it up. And Shamokin defense, they saw that, and they responded. So got maybe half a yard there and nothing really at all. So 4th and 7, 4th and 8 now. We'll see what they do here. There's only 2 minutes left, so I could see them going for it here because a punt would not do you a whole lot of good unless you had a really lucky bounce. But it'll be an interesting decision here for the Selinsgrove offense.
Yeah, I mean, you just toe tap it. You could probably get it down to the 10 to the 5, and that sets the Indians up in some pretty bad field position to drive the ball 95 yards in 2 minutes. That'd be a brilliant offensive series for the Indians. But I think you're right. They might just come out. Maybe they'll line up. They might even do a pooch punt. They might line them back up in they're the shotgun formation and just have Coy just, give it a little boot out. And you don't see it often. You don't see a pooch punt often, but it's something that could happen here.
It looks like the defense is lining up like they're going to go for it, so that's at least what they think they're going to do. We'll see. Selinsgrove comes out, lines up. It doesn't look like they're gonna punt it here. No one back deep. So
And Coy Bastion, number 8, is just going to line up under center with that I formation. Motion to the wide side of the field. They're going to do a rollout. He's going to go into the flat. It's 5-yard out. He's got him open. Just got rid of it too late. Nate Almond there. Looked like he had him open earlier. You got to get that ball out earlier if you're Coy Bastion.
In the replay, I think he had the back guy even more open than him. So like 41 there. You can't quite see it on the screen, but he becomes open, and if he just flips his hips there and finds that receiver, I think that certainly would have been a completion for a first down. But good job by the Indians there. The corner played that very well. Carried him out of bounds, and Indians set up shop at about their own 30-yard line. So they got 2 minutes and 3 seconds left. They got to go 70 yards here, and
they're going to come out in shotgun formation, tight end left, slot right. They're just going to drop him straight back. It's going to be a screen to Aaron Frash. Frash is just going to cut it up the sideline. Going to get knocked down around the 41-yard line.
Yeah, great setup there. They let the defensive end and the defensive lineman crash down on the quarterback, and that's what you got to do in the screen pass. The linemen were fooled by that, and looked like Brett Nye was going to get sacked right away. Just dumped it out to Frash there, and that was a pretty good play there for the. Looks like they're giving him the first down now. So
I really like that play call. Okay, they're going to come out in a white formation, spread formation. They're going to roll out Nye to the left. Nye's just going to put it short out of bounds to Billy Delbaugh, number 10. That's what you got to do. Just small gains, small chunks here. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, conserve your timeouts, get into field goal range.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen much of their 2-minute offense so far this season, so this is a new experience for everyone out here, and so far it's going extremely well. This is the most they moved the ball all night.
I'm not even sure if the Indians have made it past the 50-yard line so far tonight. So they're going to line up in this spread formation. They're going to roll him out to the right. Nye's going to look downfield. Doesn't see much. Rothermel lays a hammer down. Nice play by Rothermel.
Yeah, I think Nye might have had Cedar open there for a little bit, but just didn't feel confident that he could get it there before the defensive back closed in on him. And he did not see the guy right in his face, and maybe could have thrown it away there, lived to see another down, but he got sacked, and Indians call a timeout. They did have 3 timeouts left, so they still have 2 remaining, and it's only brings up 2nd and 10 here, or actually maybe 3rd down and 10. Yeah, 3rd and 10 here. So that really definitely hurts you there. Got to have better awareness there if you're Brett with a guy right in your face to get rid of that ball. But
well,
he'll learn that.
I like that Brett kept his eyes downfield, because when you're pressured as a quarterback, it's easy to drop your eyes from downfield. You know, you have to feel the pressure, but sometimes you like to see it too, especially if you're getting hit a lot, which he's been mostly clean tonight. And, kept his eyes downfield, just didn't feel that pressure by Rothermel, number 41. That was a great play. He's been doing pretty good on offense and defense. Offense, he's broken open a few times. Bastion just hasn't gotten the ball out to him. But, the Indians are just going to come out in a spread formation again. We'll see what they do. Probably just going to be something short to get the ball out of bounds. He's going to stop. Rothermel again on the pressure. It's just going to be a short gain, about 8 yards to Delbaugh.
Yeah, and I got hammered there at the end, but he stayed in there, delivered a nice ball to Delbaugh. He made a good catch for about, like you said, maybe 7 or 8 on the play. I think it looked like, I thought that he got a little bit more than they're giving him now, but brings up about 4th and 4, and this is huge here because there's a minute and 27 seconds left. If you don't convert here, the Seals have a chance to go down the field and score again before half. So this is an extremely important play in the course of this game.
They're going to roll him out to the left. Man, heavy pressure.
Did he complete that?
That's a completion.
Wow, I think that was.
That's a completion, but is it short?
Wow, yeah, that is Billy.
But is it short?
Yeah.
That's a completion, but that might be short by a few inches. They're probably going to pull the chains out. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it looks like it. Like right at the 50-yard line, he has it, and the chain looks to be a little bit past that. So I'm extremely surprised he caught that. That was a great throw by Nye. That window had to be extremely small to fit that in there. And Delbaugh made a nice toe tap sideline grab there, but Might be a little bit short, not sure. They haven't made a signal yet.
Tight fit, tight window to fit that ball into. I really like that throw from Brett. Threw it with confidence, especially after he's been getting hit on this drive. You know, that's a nice throw, but was it enough is a question.
Yeah, on the rollout, that's on fourth down. That's certainly a big boy throw.
That may be short. Maybe short by about 1 to 2 feet. You're going to set the chains down. And that's short. That is short by about 1 foot, just not enough. Selinsgrove is going to get the ball back with 1 minute and 22 seconds left, leading 13-0 here at Kent Memorial Stadium as we get ready to go into halftime.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate series of events there. With that, I really thought they had it there. It looked initially like he had it by quite a bit there, but obviously not. And
just a bad spot.
Yeah, it was a great play design, great execution. Just didn't quite get there, and now it puts you in a big hole here. If Selinsgrove can go down and score before the end of the half, that is certain. That will be hard to overcome.
They're going to come out in a power I formation, power I right, with one receiver split down to the left, number 4, Ament.
I think Hynoski for the Indians is calling a timeout here. Yeah. Not quite sure what the stoppage in play is.
Likely just wants to get a game plan here. If it is a timeout, maybe just a stoppage by the refs.
Yeah, I see Hynoski was barking a little bit at the refs. It doesn't look like he actually did call a timeout because they're not bringing him off the field or anything. But
all right, plays live, power I right. Receiver split down to the left. They're just going to drop him straight back. Heavy pressure. He's just going to throw the ball away. Gets out of the tackle box.
Yeah, throws it into nothing there.
But
he had
no
heavy
receiver
pressure
in the area. I think that should have been intentional grounding.
Yeah,
yep.
It certainly would have been if he was outside the box, and it looks like they are calling him that. That was tough there because he did have a little bit of a rollout, but yeah, if he wasn't outside of the box, it was very close, and it looks like the coaches were fired up there to try to get that penalty on the Seals, and it looks like they are going to enforce it.
It was a late call. So that's a loss of downs now with that intentional grounding. They're going to get set back, I believe. Is it 5 or 15? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is in high school, but they're walking them back about 10 yards.
Yeah, that's a big play. Yep, intentional grounding. Bastion just got rid of the ball. They were running a fade. I like the play call, especially when you line up in a power formation, and this defense has been getting kind of chewed up earlier in the game, at least, by that power formation. So just get Bastion back, let him throw it deep. But he just had heavy pressure by looked like Garrett Kitchen. And, you know, just didn't get rid of the ball outside of the tackle box, or at least stretch it long enough to put it in the receiver's vicinity.
Yeah, it was a great play by the defensive line, not giving him time to set his feet and actually look downfield. But I think even if he did have the time, Delba had great coverage, or it might have been Cedar actually, but there was great coverage down there.
Power I right. Fumble. Heil fumbles the ball there. I wouldn't be surprised to just see them run the ball out, you know, because now the Indians could get the ball back here. You have one timeout left. You know, they run this play, they get stuffed. Maybe they stretch it deep, but you know that'll be another stoppage of the clock too. That helps Hino save another timeout.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a weird fumble there. It didn't even look like they had a bad exchange. He just kind of dropped it afterwards, and he fell right on it. But that was fortunate that he didn't get any yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 20 here, and Hynoski chooses to not call the timeout. So looks like he's going to be content to go into the locker room down 13-0.
Power right. Just going to hand it off. Heil's going to get it, and now Hynoski's going to call this timeout. They're just going to punt it deep here and give Shamokin the ball back. Unless Shamokin can block this punt, I think this half is just about over.
Yeah, we talked about last game. They blocked 2 punts, I'm pretty sure. So they definitely have a history of doing it against this team specifically, and on the season as a whole. They've been pretty good on special teams in that department. So block punt would be huge here, and that's about the only chance you have here other than a great return, because you have no timeouts and only about 20 seconds if you do get the ball back. So
yeah, even the
I would
two
bring the house here, yeah.
Yeah, even the 2 touchdowns that they had against Selinsgrove. One was a run play from Frash after Paul ran it 68 yards down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, he
And
got
then the
caught
other
just at
one
the end.
was just an errant snap back to the kicker, and it was recovered. And so it's an interesting look here. They're definitely going to bring the heat. Just going to punt it back to Zolkowski. Zolkowski back deep. Punt goes high and deep. Wow, what a punt. What a punt.
Let it go.
Zolkowski had no chance there, down at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, I did not like that there by Ryder. I just would have let that one go. It was so deep that you weren't really going to have a chance anyway. And he did corral it there. Looked a bit of a over the shoulder type catch, but it worked out. But that was an amazing punt by the Selinsgrove punter there. I mean, that Shamokin had maybe 2-3 guys come through the line, but they were on the wrong side, and the punter rolled out to the left a tiny bit, and he got off that punt. And that was great. So it really puts Shamokin in position here where they maybe just one run play here, maybe a kneel down even, and not in a position to do much of anything other than one play.
Shamokin's just going to come out in a spread, and the Seals are just going to run a cover 4 here, and they're just going to hand it off for the rest of the half. Nice run by Frash, gain of about 9 I give him, and that's just going to end this half, I believe.
Yeah, they might have been able to get up to the line and run one more play, but it doesn't look like they're super concerned about doing that, and that is going to be the end of the half. So Shamokin's going to go in the locker room down 13-0 here tonight to the Selinsgrove Seals, who trying to beat them for the second time. It's not going so well here tonight. Been shut out so far in the first half. Let's see if the offense did get a little bit going there before the end of the half. So a little bit of a promising end to take in the locker room to talk to your guys and see if you can come out and replicate that same thing coming out in the second half. So we'll see you in about 15 minutes and for the second half of this exciting game. All right, welcome back, Indians fans. We got kick off the second half here. Indians are down 13-0. Dominic Deal set up to kick off from his own 40. And they have a flag on the kickoff. Looks like they might have went offsides on the kickoff there. I mean, a little bit of a not the best kick from Dom Deal there, so maybe he'll get a chance. Maybe get moved back 5 yards, get a chance to get a little bit of a better boot in there. But interesting. So the Indians got to kick it away, go on defense first in the second half, and it would be huge to get a stop. A score here by the Seals starting off the half would be very detrimental to the Indians here. To go down 3 scores is certainly not great when your offense has been pretty much stagnant all night, except for those last 2 minutes. So
isn't it ironic? The first play of both halves, the Indians get a penalty, and man.
Yeah, they have been very sloppy tonight, penalty-wise. So, you never like to see that, especially in a relatively close game. So that's going to hurt. We'll see how Dom kicks this one off here.
That's a much better kick. Looks like it might be going out of bounds. So that's going to go out of bounds. They're going to get the ball on the 30-yard line?
35, I think.
35?
Yeah. So, yeah, not a great series of kicks there from Dom, but 35-yard line is honestly put in perspective with how the rest of the kicks this year have been going. And it's actually not terrible. I mean, usually they get to return out to about the 35-40 anyway. So kick out of bounds is not the worst decision here. So the defense has definitely got to strap up their boots here in the second half and see if they can get going.
They're going to kick it again. And, another thing, too, is Dom hasn't kicked the whole first half. So the leg is a bit cold. And, as a kicker, I'm sure you can, acknowledge and certainly appreciate that when you're just standing around, you're not getting much going with your leg. Like, yeah, it gets cold.
Yeah, it is tough, especially coming out of the halftime where you're basically sitting down for 20 minutes. And so, yeah, Dom hasn't had any action tonight. He's not the extra point kicker, but pretty much I think all he does is kickoffs. And he's been pretty good so far this year. He's really impressed me. And so, yeah, they move him back again to the 30-yard line. Maybe he'll get an even better boot this time.
Back deep, Almond and Hoover. Deal's going to get a great kick here. Man, that's a nice
impressive
kick. All right. And Hoover's going to take it out. That's Almond. I'm sorry. Almond takes it out. That's a pretty decent return, but there's a penalty. Looks like it might have been a holding on number 67.
Yeah, a few of the Indians are celebrating here. And last week after the game, I noticed Dom was only going back about 5 yards on his kicks, and he was getting them down there pretty far. But I stopped him after the game, and I said, listen, if you go back 7-8 yards, you can get so much more power on it with that extra bit, like 2-3 steps of run up. And looks like he did that there, and he really booted that one. That was definitely his best kick of the year so far. He got down to almost a 10 with being backed up 10 yards. So that might almost made the goal line there if that was a conventional kick. So Dom really improved there on that third one.
That's a personal foul on number 67, Luke Burkowski. So now a really nice return, gets cut back, ball on the 20-yard line, and now it looks like the Seals are getting a bit of the Shamokin treatment that the Shamokin Indians had in the first half. A nice, solid play to get the chains moving, or at least, set them up, get some momentum. That play gets called off, gets brought back.
Yeah, that was huge. It turns out to be a bad decision for Selinsgrove to make him re-kick a third time there. So Indians caught a big break there. We'll see if they can make something out of it.
And they're just going to hand it off to Hoover and just a host of Indian tacklers, including number 23, Ian Paul, and number 30, Corey Adams, in on the play.
Yeah, I mean, don't want to speak too prematurely here, but in that first play, it certainly looked like the Indians had a little bit of a different energy coming out of the. It looks like they got another flag here. I'm not sure what's going on now.
And it looks like
the ref's talking to
the refs in the huddle. That's not good. Maybe one of them got a bit mouthy down there. Some of those kids I'm good friends with, and I know that they're very expressive. So I'm sure something tipped off that ref.
Yeah, you might getting a little bit chirpy with talking to the Selinsgrove players going back to the huddle. We'll see what they call here.
And you don't want to get the zebras on the wrong side here. You get those refs mad at you. It's not going to fare well for you. Don't really want to call any players, pin it on one, because how can you be sure?
And they're
going to wave
off.
the flag off. Maybe just a bit of a warning, like watch it.
Yeah.
So All right, looks like, those Indians are down there talking to each other, telling each other keep it clean, which they should be. And now Selinsgrove's going to break the huddle here. Looks like they're going to come out in an I formation the way they're setting up. They have two receivers split out.
So what's it? It's been now 4 plays, 4 penalties so far in the second half. So let's see if both teams can settle down a little bit here, clean the game up some, and get this game going.
I formation, tight end left. They're just going to do a toss. Going to cut inside. Hoover's just going to cut up, take the small hole that he has. That's going to be a gain of 2, looks like.
Yeah, he had plenty of room there if he broke through that second line of defense with the Indian linebackers. It looks like their Indians are playing, going back to that defense they had against Central Mountain, where they do not have anybody beyond 5 or 6 yards, like past the line of scrimmage. And I'm really not a big fan of that defense here. But let's see. It looks like Delbaugh's backing up a little bit for this 3rd down and long. So hopefully they continue to play a single high safety for the rest of the night.
They're going to put Billy Delbaugh out there in the slot. They have slot right, I formation, tight end left. It's going to be a handoff to Hoover. Hoover's not going to have any room there, gain of 1.
Yeah, nice play from Zolkowski there, coming up from his corner position and making the big stop. There's 3 plays, about 1 yard total net for Selinsgrove, so the defense comes out and plays extremely well. And, I mean, they still have no one back deep, so, again, it's very scary getting past that second line of defense there, and they're gone. Like, Selinsgrove has showed they've had athletes. So
they had that same look against Central Mountain, and I was preaching, please get a safety back there for run support, especially when you have a team running like this. You get one seam, you have nothing, and now they're going to punt. Zolkowski's going to field it. He's going to go down around the 48-yard line.
Yeah, we've both been calling for that several times since, like you said, the Central Mountain game and tonight. So hopefully they fix their defense there, because I mean it worked so far this drive, and that's what it does. It works very well for a series of plays, and then you get gashed for one, and that's all it takes. So let's see what Brett Nye, the football guy, can come out here and set up shop here at about his own 48. A little bit of momentum or sense in here for the Indians, so hopefully the offense can capitalize on that.
Tight end right, wing left, 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to run it to Madden up the middle. Madden's going to get a nice chunky yardage there. Looks like a gain of 3, just a nice powerful run. So now it's going to be about 2nd and 7. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, decent run there. They've done a good job of getting minimal gains on runs, like not getting stopped for losses or no gain. When they have run, they've had decent success going for 2 or 3 every time, and that's very important, especially on early downs, to not get too far behind the chains.
All right, they're going to come out again. They're going to have a wing right on the same side as a receiver. Look for a pass here. They're going to put Frash up in the backfield. They're going to motion Paul out. And it's going to be a sweep to Frash. Nothing there. Maybe a loss of 1.
Yeah, just as I say, they've done well at avoiding negative plays. There comes one. So, yeah, motion out to Ian Paul, and they follow his motion right across there on the left side, and a host of Seals there to stop him. He gets nowhere, and now it's setting up 3rd and 8 again. They've been behind the sticks far too often tonight. So let's see if they can put together a long pass. So far, they have been connecting on a few of those passes. So we'll see if Brett probably be a rollout here and see if he can find the open man.
Yeah, they have Zolkowski split out to the left. Look for him to do a 10-yard out. That's what he's going to do. He's going to do a 10-yard out. That outside backer was coming out. Nice hit by Almond. Belts Zolkowski out of bounds, but that's going to be a 1st down. Yeah. 1st down, Shamokin Indians.
Great grab there by Zolkowski, and this time he does make it past the sticks. So, and if you saw there on that rollout, they had a defensive end crash right down on Brett, and Max Madden stepped up. That was a huge block in the run game for Max Madden to allow Brett the time to get out there and find Zolkowski for that 1st down. So great play there by all 3 players on that play.
Okay, they're going to go wing right, receiver left, 2 backs in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff up the middle to Madden. Madden's going to blast his way for a gain of 2. Nice blocking there. Love to see somebody like number 68, Hunter Rodarmel. He's not talked about enough. Really solid player, great track athlete, and he's an aggressive kid. So keep an eye on that line. Keep an eye on Rodarmel.
Yeah, I was just going to mention him finishing that block there at the end of the play. That was some tough blocking there by Hunter Rudarmal.
Two wings, one back. Receiver split out to the right. Going to motion, and they're going to run the sweep to Frash, but Frash slips. Now this next play, if you look down towards Rados Olkowski on that previous play, maybe they'll run it with Delbaugh here. Delbaugh has more speed. You know, they have the size advantage on these cornerbacks, and these cornerbacks are playing up on them. They're playing press coverage where they're not giving much space. You know, that's something that hopefully they're seeing down up there in the booth, and maybe call a fade or something if they give them that same look.
Yeah, here again, third and extremely long. I like to see them. Their throws have been pretty much successful on third and long. I'd like to see them throw it a little bit more on first and second down so they don't get so far behind the chains.
They have Delbaugh at the wing, so they're going to run a flat pass to Delbaugh, just a quick out. Great play by Ament, man. You can't talk about Ament enough. He has just made impressive plays tonight, running Max Madden down, who has really nice speed, stripping the ball. You know, he's just been an explosive player all over the field, and he's just a junior. So, you know, he relatively still a young guy. I mean, he's getting the experience. He's impressing me tonight.
Yeah, and that was a good effort there by Delbaugh trying to stay up and got his feet, got a few extra yards there, but it was just a better tackle. He couldn't quite escape and brings up a 4th and short here. It's just huge.
They're going to motion Paul. Going to roll him out. Oh.
Wow,
he rolls out. It looked like he had Delbaugh deep, but he wanted to try and put it underneath to Paul. Paul was just doing a corner route there, and you know, Nye took a shot there. He took a hard hit.
Looks like he might have been able to keep it himself there for a little bit. Frash was also open on the outlet. He didn't take either of those, trying to go for the chunk play down the field to Ian Paul, maybe looking at Delbaugh as well. There was 2 receivers down there to only 1 defender, and he took a chance and just didn't quite get it there. I mean, that was a pretty decent throw for Ian, hit him right in the hands, but he couldn't quite bring it in, and very unfortunate. Brings up 1st and 10 here for the Seals.
And as a young quarterback, it's 4th and 1. Just take off with the ball. You don't got to force anything, you know. He's a big enough kid. They're going to hand it off. It's going to go to Heil up the middle.
Yeah, you never want to see your quarterback take punishment, but I mean, every once in a while, you got to put your head down and just get those few extra yards. Brett is he's built to take those kind of hits.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6'1", probably around 200 pounds, just a really solid built kid, and you know, that's something where as he gets older and he starts to see the field better and the game starts to slow down as his knowledge for the game grows. 4th and short, you're out on a sprint out. If you have a lane, take off. Don't force anything. So they're going to come out here, tight end left I formation. Just going to be a run up the middle to Heil. Yeah. Not much there. Indians defense staunch.
Micah almost went off sides there. He got back, unfortunately, on our side of the line of scrimmage, and that would have been a huge penalty there on Micah, but he stayed disciplined there and got back, and offensive lineman didn't move, so he allowed the great defense make a good play. I think that was Ian Paul again on the tackle, so brings up a 3rd and 6 here, and another big play in the course of this game with 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Okay, there's going to be a tight end right I formation yet again. Look for them to use these receivers split out. Yep, they're going to roll out. Frash is coming in with the heat. How did he catch that ball? Ryan Ament, nice catch. Went to him earlier where he had that nice run down to the 4-yard line, which set up a score for the Selinsgrove Seals, but not much there on that pass. Nice catch, but Indians defense in the right position to shut that play down.
Yeah, Frash was right on his tail the whole time, and for him to get that ball off, he had to kind of stop a little bit, set his feet, and if he did that, Frash would have creamed him. So that was an impressive play by the quarterback to get it out to the receiver, but like our 3rd down play, it just didn't quite get to the sticks. So,
oh man, this kid has a boot. Nice punt. And now Zolkowski's going to take it out. He's going to cut back. He had a nice kick return last week. Not much room here, though.
Yeah, a lot of guys in his face there. Maybe 4 or 5 guys get to him. But, yeah, that punter's been very impressive tonight. He's really stood out to me.
When you mentioned about Bastian setting his feet, number 8, Coy Bastian, I just laugh because at quarterback camps, they tell you, like, if you have somebody on your tail and you set your feet to throw, you're going to get welcomed to Boom Town.
Yep.
I mean,
That's
that's
exactly what Frash would have took him there.
Yep. All right. They're going to hand it off to Frash. Frash gets a decent run, off tackle sweep. That looks like a gain of about 4 or 5.
This is the second time in the game that Selinsgrove players' helmets come off, so seems to be a little bit of a trend there. He's got to come out for a play.
Yeah, that's number 61, Fogarty. So now the Indians are going to come out wing left, 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Madden. Madden's going to weave. Madden's just going to put his shoulder down. Max Madden.
He's going
the 10
all the way.
The 5 touchdown, Max Madden.
Great play there by Max Madden. There were several defenders on top of him. He just stayed behind his blockers, powered through a few extra guys, and once he gets in the open field, he's tough to catch. He has some sneaky speed. He's got great speed and power combination. He showed both of them right there on that run.
I mean, he put his shoulder down. That's a great run.
Yeah, that was impressive there. That was certainly Brett. He tripped a little bit coming out of the handoff. I thought it might have been a little bit of a botched handoff.
Might have clipped the shoe a little bit.
Yeah, Max, he corralled it. He played that very nice. And Osowski comes out here to try and knock in this extremely important extra point.
Paul with the hold, Osowski with the kick. It is up, and it is good. Splits the upright. Your score here at Kent Memorial Stadium with 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in the third quarter. Selinsgrove Seals 13, Shamokin Indians 7.
Yeah, that was an impressive kick by Osowski. That might have been his best of the year, honestly. That was it was huge to get this to 7 there to make it only a 6-point game, because now if you score again, hit the extra point, you're leading. So Osowski's been kind of shaky so far this season, but he really came through in the clutch there.
And last season he was shaky as well, but he's a kid who's putting the work in, and he's made a lot of progression. I'm proud of Carson. He's a small kid with a lot of heart. He is.
Yeah, he certainly has made a lot of progression. I know I was in my senior year, he was on the team just as a freshman, and he from then to now, he looks like a totally different player.
Now they have Hoover and Ament back there. Deals on the kick. He's going to put it up. Nice kick.
Great boot again by Dom Deal.
Now Hoover's going to take it out to the 25, about out to the 28-yard line, 29-yard line. Nice return by Teague Hoover, number 1 for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Yeah, and this game right now just has an entirely different feel. The momentum is completely shifted in favor of the Indians, and they look fired up on the sidelines over there. Their defense coming out in the field, they definitely look like they're pumped and ready to go. And you got to, those emotions are good, but you got to keep them under control here. You still got a whole quarter and a half to go, basically, and you gotta stay disciplined here and make sure they don't pop any big ones off, and just keep this momentum riding.
At this point in the game, it's starting to get to the who wants it more mentality. And now Bastion's just going to set back. He's going to put it up. Oh.
Wow, nice coverage there by Delbaugh.
Great coverage,
getting
smothering.
His left hand up. He turned around back for the ball to ensure that the no pass interference there, and he knocked that one. He almost came up with a one-hand interception, and that would have been extremely impressive. But great play by Delbaugh knocking that one down. That would have been a huge gain there.
Delbaugh was on Rothermel like a glove. No separation. And I said earlier that Rothermel was actually getting some separation. He had separation on a corner earlier in the game. He had some separation on another pass play, I believe, on third down. Bastion just wasn't getting the ball to them, but they set up kind of like a tight end dump, but more of a vertical stretch to it. So now they're going to come out in an I formation. 2nd and 10. They're going to hand it off. Hoover gets a nice gain.
Yeah, going back to that play by Delbaugh, they're continuing to play with no high safety. So especially when you don't play with a guy back deep like that, that kind of coverage is extremely important to stay on him like that, because if he gets behind you, there's no one left to help you, and he's gone. Because again, these Selinsgrove players have shown they have speed in the open field, and they're going to be hard to catch. So extremely important play by Delbaugh, and now it forces the third down here. This is a huge play here on the horizon.
In the past, an outside linebacker would be covering the tight end, and kind of frees up that safety to make a play on the ball. But, I like what I'm seeing so far in the second half, and they're going to hand it off. And great play. Corey Adams sets the edge. and fills the hole.
Yeah,
But did he get the first down?
I don't think he got there. He had a little bit of a late surge at the end. He fell forward, maybe got an extra 1 or 2 yards, but
Number 4, Aaron Frash, and number 30, Corey Adams, in on that tackle. And now it's 4th down here, 4th and 1 on the 37-yard line.
yeah, they did not give it to him. So, yeah, 4th and 1, 4th and very short here. Interesting to see what their decision will be. It looks like they're going to come out and go for it.
If the Indians stop them here, all momentum is with the Indians.
Yeah, that would be.
This is a huge play. Maybe a timeout.
He looks like the Selinsgrove coach.
They're going to reset.
Reset the play clock here. So no timeout called. Trying to give the offense a little bit more time to operate here, and here it comes. This is the biggest play of the game so far.
Oh, that's back-breaking.
The Selinsgrove guard goes offsides and false start on the offense, and that takes him back to 4th and 6 now. Wow, that is humongous. That honestly, in years past, that's the kind of play where you see Shamokin go offsides there, and honestly, that's extremely encouraging to see that it was the other team this time, and they stayed disciplined on that, because I'm sure they went to a hard counter of some sort there, and it backfired on there. Got their own guy to jump off, so that was humongous.
Wow. Now Catherman's back there, gets a nice punt, not as good as his other ones, but still takes a nice roll. Solkowski makes a good move, but an even better tackle by number 2, Brandon Heil.
Yeah, Solkowski's had some questionable fields so far in punts like that. I think he's got to let a few of those go, but he makes maybe an extra yard or 2 out of that, so he stays out of risk way, so he made it work.
Well, I think another thing, too, is last week he had a 65-yard kick return, got knocked out at the 4-yard line. I know the kid's hungry. I was talking to him after the game. He wants to bring one back so bad, but he's got to pick and choose the ones that he goes with. So we have wing left, 2 backs in the backfield. Nye is going to hand it off to Madden. Madden's going to cut it outside, going to cut it back in, put his shoulder down for a gain of about 1.
We talked earlier about how the Selinsgrove kid has similar play where he picked it up and ran it back, and that was when the momentum was in their favor. So obviously it has something to do with the confidence there and when you decide to pick it up and try to make something out of nothing. So with the momentum in our favor a little bit, Zolkowski might have got a little bit ahead of himself there, but stayed out of harm's way, and Madden had nothing doing there on 1st down, brings up 2nd and 10.
Now 2 wings, Nye under center, 1 back. They're going to motion Frash. They're going to hand it off to Frash. I thought they handed it off to Madden. Actually looked like he had a look there. They might want to go back to that play then. But Selinsgrove adjusted their defense from a 3-5 that they came up with. They've been running the 3-5 for a few years, where you have 3 down defensive linemen, usually big beefy boys, and then you have 3 inside backers, 2 outside backers to set containment, move everything in for those middle backers. But when you have a team who can run the ball like the Indians do, you might want to move up into a bear formation where you have, 6 linemen down, bring up those 2 outside backers. Now it's kind of like a 4-4, but you move those outside backers up.
And Shamokin's got to hurry up here.
Ooh,
Only
they better
3
hurry.
seconds left on the
2,
play clock.
1. That's going to...
Yeah, he snapped that way before everyone is set. I think they're going to call a penalty on that.
Yeah.
Looks like Rhode Armel got a little bit too anxious there, trying to beat the play clock before everyone was set.
Might have been a timeout. I don't know if they burned a timeout or... Yep.
False start.
Okay.
On
yeah.
the Indians.
Was waiting on that one for a bit. I kind of figured, because Zolkowski wasn't about 8 yards out of the huddle after they broke when the ball was snapped. So
yeah,
that's not on him. There's 8 seconds left on the play clock. When you break the huddle, you have to really rush up.
Here comes another 3rd and long. Looks like the quarter's going to run out before they can run the play. And the third quarter does come to a close here at Kent Memorial Stadium. The score is Selinsgrove Seals 13, your Shamokin Indians 7, and the Indians do have the ball, but they are backed up on a nice, very extremely long 3rd and 15 here to start the 4th quarter. So it's going to be an extremely crucial play. And going back to their play calling on 1st and 2nd down, they've run it almost every time, and it seems to time and time again to put them extremely far behind the chains. And they continue to go back to it, and I'd like to see them change that if they do end up getting a 1st down here, or even next time they possess the ball. Throw it on early downs, get your athletes in space, and make good things happen.
And, the Indians came out in an aces formation. You have a tight end to the right side. it's not necessarily a heavy formation. It kind of resembles what you see from Selinsgrove. So they came out in an aces formation there. You can run a power pass out of that. You can run a few power plays up the middle, a trap even. There's a lot of plays you can run out of that. But out of a 3rd and 15, I would expect to see them drop straight back, probably get Micah on a corner, number 14 Micah Miller on a corner pass, let Billy Delball stretch the field vertically. 3rd and 15, you have to take a shot.
Yeah, I don't think they've targeted Micah tonight at all, so they usually go to him about once or twice a game, so it would be a good opportunity to target him on this play. So we'll see what they come out with here. They have been fairly successful on these 3rd and very long so far, so we'll see what they draw up here. This is a very, very important play.
12 minutes left. 4th quarter, top of the 4th quarter. They line up in that aces formation again. That's heavy right, aces heavy right. It's going to be a reverse. A reverse to Billy Delball, and nothing there. A loss of about 2 to 3 on that play.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of accepted their fate there on the 3rd and long with going with the end around, maybe trying to catch him on a little bit of a trick play. It doesn't work, and Brett Nye's going to have to punt from his own end zone again. Not quite in the end zone, but certainly backed up. And,
close enough to feel it.
Yeah, these are definitely – you have to be very aware of the pressure here. They've been coming at him all night. So,
man, he's going to have to get this ball out quick. He's going to get – ooh, that was close again. Short kick. It's going to be on the plus side of the 50. It's a nice return by Heil. Gets it out to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, pretty decent kick there by Brett. Nice spiral on that punt. Again with guys in his face. I mean, we said it all night, but he's continued to get it off in time. So, and that's been huge. I mean, one block punt in this game would probably have a different score right now. So, Selinsgrove Seals are set up with a very good field position on the Indians' 38-yard line. The defense has to step up in a big way here.
And now Coy Bastion's going to come out under center. They're going to have 2 receivers, an I formation, tight end right. It's going to be a toss sweep to the outside. He's going to cut it, but it looks like a holding penalty. Looks like in the area of holding, it was a nice job by number 30, Corey Adams, to set the outside edge, force everything back inside to the linebackers. But he still had a lane. It was a nice run, but I have a feeling that's coming back.
Yeah, that was a pretty good lane there, but might be partly due to the holding that they're most likely going to call here. So that looks like exactly what happened to us about twice so far tonight.
We're waiting on the referees here to make the call. But, I mean, even then, that's still, that's still a pretty good play to start out your series here in the 4th quarter with the lead.
It looks like the Seals are clapping. It might be against the Indians.
What was the call? Personal foul.
Yeah, they're saying personal foul against the Indians. Not sure what happened there. I did not see anything.
The thing is, you can't even talk in high school football. If you want to talk trash to a player, you can't anymore because the refs shut all that down. There's so many times that they'll come up to you and they'll tell you, watch your mouth. Somebody probably ran their mouth a bit too much tonight, and they got a personal foul. It happens. It's part of the game. You get caught up in the heat of the moment. But
yeah.
I'm just.
It's just weird. It happened in the middle of the play. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was who knows. But they're just gonna go to Heil again. Yeah, it could have even been some sort of. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you in the middle of a play for a personal foul if it was, maybe a punch thrown, but a punch thrown would have a lot more of a reaction, I think. So
yeah, who knows? But the defense definitely put in a hole here, and they stepped up on first down so far, only holding them to about a 1-yard gain. And defense has got to come up big here. I mean, so far this is not a great start to the drive, but they're holding their own.
Seals in that familiar I formation, tight end right yet again. Great job. Oh, wow. What a play. What a play. Ian Paul comes in, knocks the ball out of Bastion's hands while he's trying to hand the ball off. That's like a linebacker's dream. Knocks the ball out. Ryan Almond with the awareness to scoop the ball up, and take off.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the replay there. It didn't quite look like the
It
ball
looked
hit
like
the
the ball
ground,
came
but
out.
I'm not sure what happened there. I think Ian Paul definitely swiped his hands down when the quarterback was trying to hand it off. He might have got it just close enough to the running back to get the playoff, but wow, Ian Paul came through the line like Troy Polamalu there and just didn't quite make the play. That was extremely bad luck.
That is tremendous effort, and that is by Paul, and tremendous awareness by Ryan Almond. Like, I can't stress that enough. The ball, if I believe the ball came out, ball's on the ground. You scoop that, and he makes it a almost a first down. They're going to come out and they're going to measure this here.
Yeah,
It looks like he might have it.
Bringing out the chains, and this is a extremely important measurement here. If they're close, I mean, they're a field goal here would be huge. I mean, even though it's so close that you almost never are going to not go for it on fourth down here, but a field goal would make it a two-score game, and that would be huge.
That's a first down, probably by inches. I mean, the nose of that ball had to have just broke. But what horrible luck for this Indians defense. You have a star player make a great play, and then the offense just makes a better, intuitive play. That I was wow.
Yeah, it just happens sometimes in football. You get unlucky, and the Indians have done that repeatedly tonight. And I mean, this is again a huge drive here. If the Seals can punch this in any way, any score here would make it a two-score game, and that would be huge for the Indians. To only put up 7 points so far tonight. Offense has not been the most potent as it's been. So this is extremely important for the defense to hold fast here.
That I formation, and they're in Indians territory. They're just going to hand it off up the middle to Rumberger.
Yeah,
nice little chunk carry there. Fullback dive.
Pretty good play for the defense. Holding strong still. I mean, looks like the Seals are they started the drive at the 13, so they still could technically get a first down at about the 3-yard line, and that would be about worst possible case scenario because you get four plays from inside the 3, and that's almost impossible to keep them out. So they really got to make sure they don't let them get to the 3-yard line here.
All right, they're going to come out in I formation again, tight end to the right side. It's going to be a play action. Oh, he hits Almond, and Almond gets pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And Almond, again, Ryan Almond, he's a solid pass-catching back. Kind of looks like Coach Hajnowski back when he was in Pitt, or even the NFL, catching balls from the fullback position in the flat, a nice boot pass, and the 2 big plays by Almond to set the Seals up in scoring territory. And they're just going to run it with Coy Bastion. That's a touchdown, Selinsgrove Seals. Coy Bastion from 1 yard out.
Yeah, on that last play there, he had about 3 or 4 different guys open there. That was a total breakdown in coverage. A lot of them. Zolkowski made a nice play to knock him out about the 1, but as you see, again, like I said, if they get a first down at the 1, they had 4 plays there, and they get it on the first attempt on a quarterback sneak, and that really is unfortunate there.
Just missed assignments, and that's what gets you into these predicaments. And now it's 19-7 with 8:45 left here in the fourth quarter. Seals lead. They're going for the extra point here.
Yeah, it all goes back to that penalty there as the extra point is converted by the Seals. It all goes back to that penalty there, that personal foul, that phantom call. That I mean, maybe there was something there. We just
missed it.
We did not see anything, but yeah, that's extremely unfortunate. We've got 8:45 left here to go in the fourth, and it's certainly enough time to put together 2 scoring drives, but you do not leave much room for error here.
No, with 8:45 left, this is still a close game. Indians score twice, they get the extra points. They're down by 13 points. You put up 14 here, you have a win. But at this point in the game, there are no mental mistakes, there are no critical errors. You need to know your assignments. You have 8:45 left. This is where Brett and I, the football guy, takes control of the huddle and wills the Shamokin Indians down the field. So back deep, we have Billy Delbaugh and Ryder Zolkowski, and plays like this are huge. They need to get good field position here if they want to push the field, score, and have enough time to get the ball back.
Yeah, hopefully Brett and I can experiment with a few things here. And, yeah, again, actually, told the playoffs do start next week, and the Indians are already slated to play Selinsgrove no matter what. And the winner of this game gets home field advantage next week. So it's
Wow.
yeah, honestly huge in that department.
Rule kicks it deep to Del Ball. Number 10 takes it on the 10-yard line, cuts into the middle. That's a nice return. That's what the Indians needed right there. That's going to be a return out to about the 31 or 32-yard line. And now the Indians are in far more favorable field position. Biggest thing is keep it clean on this drive.
Yeah, that really was one of the better returns on the year on kickoff-wise for Delbaugh there at a very crucial time, too. So let's see what the offense comes out and does here. Again, I'd like to see them throw it on early downs to not force themselves to have to throw on third down and put themselves behind the chains.
Yeah, third and long throwing is never good, but the Seals actually have two high safeties now. They're going to go into that 3-5 formation with two safeties. They're going to hand it off to Madden. Madden's going to weave, but he gets caught on the ankle. It's a nice tackle by the Selinsgrove Seal, number 28, Jack Hahn.
Yeah, definitely second and long. This is, I think it's got to be a pass here to at least catch. If nothing else, you're going to catch the Seals off guard a little bit because I mean you haven't really passed on second down all night long. So we'll see what they do here, but I certainly would like to see like a quick slant out to Delbaugh there.
Wing right, two backs. They're going to send Paul in motion.
Delbaugh's open.
And Brett Nye just, takes off with the ball there. Wasn't much going on that play. Looks like he had Delbaugh open early, but pretty good coverage by the Seals. Forced Brett Nye to step up and take off. And so now this is far more favorable. That was about a gain of 6, and now you have a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Delbaugh, he did have a little bit of space at the beginning, but the defender closed down on him quickly. He closed down that throwing lane. And, again, we talked about Brett tucking it down and getting those hidden yardage, and he did a great job of it there. Puts him in 3rd and long, and Madden looks like he's going to power through for the first down.
Man, Max Madden is just – he's a different type of runner. He has the speed and he has the power, puts that shoulder down, gets the yards that the Shamokin Indians needed to get on this drive, and they're driving down the field.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you're in 3rd and short and you're allowed to run the ball instead of being behind the chains. And
yep. It's going to be a toss sweep to Madden out to the right side. Madden's going to take a nice step, and that's a great gain of about 7 yards by number 34, Max Madden.
Yeah, he had a lot of space there on the initial pitch, and a few Selinsgrove defenders came on and closed down the hole pretty quick, but that was a really nice gain there. Got a few blockers out in front of him. Looked like Riley Macaluso was out there leading the convoy, and brings up 2nd and maybe 4 on the play. So see what they do here. Maybe you can throw here.
Paul on the wing, 2 backs. Brett Nye is going to hand it off to Max Madden again. Madden takes off, gets a nice gain of about 8, and that's enough for a first down.
Yeah, they're insistent on pounding the ball down their throats, and so far this drive, it is working. I mean, Madden has gotten positive yardage every single time he's touched the ball. And, again, they're just ticked under 7 minutes, so they definitely have enough time, even if they continue to run the ball here. The most important thing is just score. Don't really worry about the clock just yet.
Now Frash is going to take it. Nice, solid tackle. Great tackle by number 2, Brandon Heil.
Looks like there's a penalty flag flies in after the play, and Max Madden was clapping a little bit, but Frash is John with Ian Paul. Looks like Ian's trying to calm him down a little bit. Looks like the call does go against the Seals. Looks like a personal foul. So maybe Frash and one of the defenders were jawing at each other a little bit, and he caught the second guy in the Selinsgrove, and looks like it's going to bring up maybe a first down here for the Indians.
It's never who instigates. It's always who retaliates. That's who's going to get the call. And,
and
thankfully for the Indians, it wasn't the Indians retaliating. So
yeah, in life and in football, it works both ways here.
It certainly does. So, nice gain there. Yeah, it's a nice chunk of yardage. They're going to pick up free empty yards.
Yeah, and that's a veteran play by Ian Paul there, trying to calm down Aaron Frash after that little bit of a scuffle.
Great leadership. Going to toss it out to Madden. Not much for Madden. Madden's going to take it back. He's going to go backwards for a loss of about 5 to 6 yards. Just nothing there.
Yeah.
Rumberger in and Nate Schoen in on the tackle.
You'd like to see him maybe maybe see a little bit earlier on in the play that nothing's going to be there, and he tried to make a little bit too much out of the play, bounced out, and he bounced backwards for maybe a loss of another 5 yards on that play. Just not a great play all around there. Blocking was pretty poor, but here comes.
Gonna hand it off to Paul. Man, I really wish that they come out and throw here. I mean, when you get stuffed on a negative play, maybe go to a play action, but like you can't hand it off to Ian Paul when it's 2nd and 15. And I like that they're sticking with the run. It's just in this specific moment, I would have liked to see them throw the ball.
Yeah, I've been calling for that all night, and I mean, the Selinsgrove, give credit to their secondary. They've been playing extremely well all night, but you got to trust your athletes.
That's great coverage by Ament.
Yeah.
Ament comes in. Nate Ament gets his hand on the ball. I mean, he's done great in coverage. He's done great in tackling. He's been a force out there on the field. He was somebody who I wasn't really expecting to do to be a name that I was speaking about a lot tonight. I was really expecting to see Schoen's name get pulled up more, but yeah, Ament's doing good. Nye just pulled up there. Wasn't much.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if Sokowski caught that one there, it definitely would have been short of the sticks. So.
Yep, 4th down, and they're just gonna go straight back, dropping. And Nate Schoen comes up.
Oh my goodness!
Why would he make that play?
So that is a penalty.
Why would Nate Schoen make that play?
And now they're gonna get a first down on that.
There was no need to do that.
Wow, that was extremely dirty there by Nate Schoen. He should be ejected.
No need to do that for number 5, Nate Schoen. He made a great play, and just the extra drive. You don't need something like that. That's just unnecessary.
That's how players get injured, and Hynoski and the entire coaching staff is fired up, and rightfully so.
They want him out. They want him out of that game.
That was extremely dirty, and he knew it. He came right off the field. He's trying to get back in there now, but I'm not sure what he was thinking there.
Like I said, Nate Schoen, great player, nasty player, aggressive player, but you can't make a play like that. You just can't.
Yeah, that was WWE style.
Henry Hynoski
there.
has blown his lid.
Yeah, on it.
And I don't blame him at all.
I do not blame him one bit.
I don't blame him at all.
Those officials had no intention of throwing him out of the game until their coaches got involved.
Yeah, I think they're gonna throw him out of the game here after Hynoski's rant there, and I love that call there. You cannot allow him to continue in this game with a play like that, especially on a quarterback. I mean, that is so dangerous. And credit to Brett Nye, he got right up, he popped right up. He's a big kid, man, and he took that like a man.
No, I really think Nate Schoen has a chance to just make that play. If you want to take a hit on Brett, drive him into the ground. There's no need to pick him up and suplex the kid.
Yeah.
That's not right. And
pretty sure the whistle had already been blown there. He had him. He didn't have him on the ground, but he had him in his possession. And they usually call those kind of plays dead on the quarterback. And yeah,
I'm not a fan of that play. He's a good player, but that's just a dirty play. But again, credit to Brett Nye for getting up.
Yeah, they're going to come out with the official call here. Maybe not. He's still going over to have a little bit of a conversation with Hynoski, and he's still fired up. And like I said, we do not blame him.
Wow.
That's your quarterback out there. Yeah. Especially with the playoffs next week, you're playing Selinsgrove. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think these officials in general have just, had a tough time with both teams tonight, and Coach Hynoski's rightfully furious, and I don't blame him for chewing their ear out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. It looks like they're still holding up the play a little bit. Hynoski's coming out on the field again, and yeah, like you said, several penalties tonight for both teams, and it's just been a relatively not super dirty game until that, but definitely some jawing and stuff going on because some extra penalties after the game.
I'm surprised they haven't flagged Henry Hynoski so far for coming out, and that's going to be a timeout.
Yeah. Hynoski did call a timeout there. Bring his guys in, maybe calm him down a little bit. The down marker does say 4th down. I'm not sure. Maybe they don't get a first down on that.
And there it is.
Yeah, I think they did call a penalty.
Oh, and I think a coach is just getting kicked off the sideline.
Yep.
Man,
he
we have
is.
some extracurricular activity here at Kent Memorial Stadium. It is getting wild here.
Yeah, the Selinsgrove fans
Oh
are
my
getting fired
goodness.
up. I can't exactly tell what coach that is, but
That looks
he
like
is,
Coach Rhodes, maybe.
Yeah,
Defensive line coach.
I could certainly see that. Knowing him, he definitely gets fired up. He protects his guys.
Coaches with passion. You know, and here's the thing. I love to see the coaches come up and stick up for their players, but at the same time, like, you have to have some sort of rapport. You have to have some sort of control over yourself so then we can play football. We have 5:19 left here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
We've been on a standstill for 2 minutes.
I mean, the play was over and done with. You got the penalty. I think at that point, like, obviously it was dirty. You're going to be angry, but you got to just leave it go at that point. And I think now they're probably gonna get moved back another 15 yards, so it's gonna go back to what it initially was, probably 4th and 25 here for the Indians. So.
And now the lack of control puts the ball right back to where it would have been if Schoen never had that penalty.
Yeah.
So that's frustrating. And
yeah.
I appreciate it. I really appreciate the fact that this coaching staff is sticking up for the kids like this, but at this point, you just have to let bygones be bygones. Let things pass.
The coach that got ejected actually walked up in the booth. I saw. I don't know if that's completely legal or not, but I mean, hey, what are they going to do about it? So.
Wow. Wow, this was a.
Yeah, Hynoski's still out in the field. I'm not sure what he's talking about now, but.
I have never seen a stoppage this long in a football game.
Yeah,
like, we might as well have halftime. Can we please? Wow. Wow.
Got some announcers fired up here about the coach being up in the booth, but
and I don't blame him. So this is interesting. What an interesting 5 minutes here at Kent Memorial Stadium. So it went from 4th and 10 to 4th and 20. We're back here on the 40-yard line. The Indians need to make a big play. Coach Hynoski's still on the field talking to Blue. Ryder Zolkowski's backing him up. This is who's leaving the
I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like number 85.
Number 85's leaving the field.
Not sure what's going on
Tyreek
there.
Stout. I'm not sure if he's running into the.
Yeah, I doubt he got ejected. It just looked like
he definitely didn't get kicked out. But
Yeah.
Man, this is interesting.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know how the rule. I remember talking last year. I think Hynoski got close to being thrown out of a game, and if you get thrown out, I think you're suspended for the next game as well. And
I
then
believe so,
next week is the playoffs against Selinsgrove Seals again. So that would be extremely unfortunate. Hynoski's definitely got to calm down a little bit here so he doesn't get thrown out for the most important game of the year next week.
Now the coach is leaving the facility right now. I believe he's going back to the locker room. So I believe, ladies and gentlemen, we have football back here at Kent Memorial Stadium. Finally, after about 8 minutes, sound like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the booth. Okay, we have Brett Nye under center. Brett Nye is going to drop straight back. 4th down. He's going to put it up. Just too high for Delball. Delball tries to do the one-hand Odell Beckham catch, and just nothing there for them.
Wow, yeah, the defense totally lost him there in coverage. And Delball was wide open there, and Brett Nye, maybe with his emotions riding a little bit high, overthrew him a little bit. Delball tried to go up for the one-handed catch, couldn't quite bring it in. And, yeah, that's pretty much the game there. They have 5 minutes left. They'd have to stop him twice, get the ball back twice, and score. That essentially ends the game here for the Indians. I mean, barring something crazy happening here with like a fumble or something like that, but that really puts a damper on their any chances of coming back here.
I'll tell you what, this whole sequence that we just experienced really left a sour taste in my mouth right now. But we have an ace backfield. It's going to be a heavy left formation. With a wing, and they're just going to hand it off to Ryan Almond up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of about 4 to 5 yards.
I think it's going to be extremely interesting knowing these two teams play again next week. I mean, with the kind of emotions that are flying around out there, I mean, next week it's going to have a very different feel going into it, especially right off the bat, just to see how these two teams are going to deal with those kind of emotions flying around. And by the looks of it, it looks like Selinsgrove is probably going to pull out the win, so the game will probably be at Selinsgrove next week. Little bit of a different environment. Shamokin has played at Selinsgrove once this year already, so they're kind of familiar with that field. But it'll certainly be a very interesting game next week.
Yeah, I love it though. I love the emotions. All right, so now they have a wing left, single back formation. It's just going to go to Ryan Almond again, who's just going to get a nice gain of about 4 again. He's just taking chunks out. No, that's actually a gain of 2. Looked like it went farther.
Yeah, it brings up a extremely important 3rd and 5 here. If you can't stop them on this, you really have no chance to come back here because you only have 2 timeouts left. I think Hynoski just took another one there. Yeah, maybe not actually. No, so he didn't. I thought I heard the announcer say timeout. But, yeah, it brings up an extremely important 3rd and 5 here.
What a 4th quarter. I need the Indians to strap up their helmets here, start busting some teeth. They need to fill these holes and blast. Here we go. They're going to hand it off to Amon again, and Paul is going to stonewall him. No gain.
Yeah,
Ian Paul came in like a missile.
Yeah, it was a great play there by Ian to force them to most likely punt here, get the ball back to their offense one more time. And even if a thought of a comeback is unlikely, you'd like to see, even again, going back to the fact that you know you're going to be playing this team next week, just getting that momentum going into the end of the game. And who knows, onside kick, you could recover that. Anything can happen.
It's not over until the fat lady sings.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
But, yeah, getting the momentum going in next week at the end of the game would be huge, and I know they're going to be fired up at practice all week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is something that this coaching staff next week.
They're going to keep reminding them about that he did that to their quarterback.
Well, they're going to – I think this next week of practice is going to be very intense between preparation for, these big games that the Indians could be having in the future, especially next week, 1 week at a time in the playoffs. But this week's going to be a rough week. If this goes down as a 20-7 loss, it's going to be a rough week for the Indians. But, I think they're going to come out sharp next week and fired up too.
Yeah, even though their offense didn't put up that many points, there was definitely some promising signs throughout the game.
Now Cotherman's back deep. Dave Zolkowski back deep as well. Cotherman's going to get a punt. It's going to roll, take a dead bounce. It's going to roll down to about the 13, 12-yard line.
Yeah, that punter has been extremely impressive all night. That might be his 3rd or 4th punt inside the 20-yard line. He hasn't had many opportunities, but when he has, he's certainly made them count.
And now we'll see if the Selinsgrove defense, losing their leader, Nate Schoen, who made a comeback from a torn ACL. I mean, last week I believe he had 5 sacks. If I'm not sure if I'm correct, but
yeah, he also he didn't get his name called quite as often as we would have thought. And maybe that was a little bit of frustration there coming out on the last play, but who knows?
But I mean, you lose a leader here, so you have to have somebody else step up. Nye's going to roll to the right. It's going to be a nice gain.
It's like
Delball's going to down that inbounds.
Yeah, looks like he did bring it in. Gain of about 9 there, brings up a 2nd and 1. And they've drawn that play up several times tonight, that sideline pass. It doesn't leave much room for error, but, I mean, Brett has been fitting them in there tonight.
Number 64, Vance Metzger, had really, really nice pressure there coming in on Brett Nye. Forced the ball out, so that's the thing, too. These Seals are getting pressure on Nye. Heavy pressure again. Nye's going to get it out again.
There's another sideline grab. If he caught that was extremely impressive. He dragged that 2nd foot.
I think Ryder Zolkowski's injured.
Yeah, he might be down. Like the team's gathered around him a little bit. I don't see him getting up quite yet.
Looks like he went down a little awkward there.
Yeah, he did. His back foot kind of dragged. Look, he might have landed on his knee a little bit awkward.
But I think, him up, though.
Yeah, I think
don't want to speculate. Might be a cramp even.
Yeah, who knows? He did actually complete the catch for the 1st down, so good on him for that. And he is on the sideline, so there's no need to stop the play. And I think he
they're going to have Colton Lynch sub in for him here. They broke the huddle with I don't even think they realized Ryder Zolkowski was out. But they have Colton Lynch in. Oh, and that's it's a delay of game penalty on the Indians. I don't know why there wasn't an injury timeout.
Yeah,
why
I know.
Was there not
I was
going to
say
timeout?
They might have. I don't think they got I think Hynoski actually had to burn a timeout there. I mean there's no way you should let that happen. He was clearly injured, even though it wasn't on the field to play. I mean, that's still a starter out there that's not on the field. You can't, as the official, again, they've been not to criticize, but they've been not the sharpest.
It's been
tonight.
An interesting night. Yeah. Wow. I mean, you have a kid who's down. You clearly have a whole crowd around the kid, and not one referee noticed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not.
Hopefully we have a different crew next week.
But who knows? These guys all get rotated. Sometimes you get the same crew for a different game. But
Yeah.
you know, it's been an interesting night. We'll see how this game closes out with 3:12 left. The Indians still have a chance. They're down by 13 points. They score here real quick, get the ball back from an onside kick. You don't know what can happen. So this is a huge drive. Emotions riding high. They're in a spread formation. They're going to motion Joey Tarr, number 21. They're going to go into a trips formation. Tarr in the flats. Nice throw by Brett Nye.
Great catch by Colin Cedar. He brought it in. He got a little bit of a bobble there. The corner was right on him, and he did end up bringing it in, and he got maybe 7 or 6 on the play. So
look at this throw from Brett Nye. What a window to throw that into.
Yeah, he
that
threw
is
that
a
on a
hard
rope.
throw. Nye's going to roll out again. Nye's going to get sacked.
Yeah, that was a great play there by, I think, number 50, it looks like. No, number 60 actually got him. And, again, we talked about it earlier about Brett keeping his eyes down the field, and that's certainly good. And it's got to be hard to balance keeping your eyes downfield and also looking at the pressure coming right in your face. And, I mean, that's something he'll learn, but even as an experienced quarterback, that's extremely tough to do. So
Stevie Miller and his band of Selinsgrove Seals just got the pressure on 9. Stevie Miller gets in there, makes the sack, and he's only a sophomore. That was a pretty impressive play by a sophomore.
got the band out there like the Beatles and the Seals.
Yeah. We'll see, man. This game has been exciting to watch, even though it's been somewhat of a defensive battle. With the controversy here late in the game, it's made it interesting, that's for sure. And now the Indians are going to come out in that spread formation again, Frash in the backfield. 3rd and 9. Maybe look for a screen pass here, but I feel like Frash would be on the tight side of the field if it was going to be a screen. They're going to motion Tar again. They're going to go into a trips right. Tar's going to hit the flats. They're going to run that same exact play, and he's going to overthrow Joey Tar.
Yeah, had another guy right in his face. And that's certainly difficult. Have Joey running away from you. That's a pretty far throw on there to the opposite side of the field, and just overthrew him a little bit.
Ran the same exact play that they ran previously on 2nd down. Worked on 2nd down, on 1st down. I'm sorry. Maybe it'll work on 3rd, but not much there.
Yeah,
so
brings up 4th and long, and this is their last-ditch effort here.
Indians in a spread formation, 2:35 left in the 4th quarter. He's going to roll out, heavy pressure. He's going to escape the pressure.
Wow.
That's a beautiful ball. Gets tipped by number 28, it appears. Number 28, Jack Hahn, again, called his name earlier. He was in the right position, made a nice play. Looked like Zolkowski could have made a play on that.
Yeah, I think it certainly, that play by Brett was extremely impressive to me. Rolling out and then setting his feet. He got his hip set and fired one in there to Zolkowski off his back foot. And, that was extremely impressive. He threw it on a rope, and Zolkowski just couldn't quite bring it in.
I think the most impressive part about that is he had such a small window to break through from that pressure, because there was heavy pressure. Nice block by Aaron Frash to let him get outside, but no cigar there on 4th down. It is a smoking-free campus anyways, so we have a tight end to the left, I formation. They're going to hand it off to Hoover.
Nice tackle there on the play by I think
Brandon Heil.
Yeah, Colton Lynch and Ian Paul in there on the combo tackle. Seems like a good time to thank our film crew upstairs. We got Pat McDevitt working the camera, and Kate Amato here with us here in the booth, and also Wolfgang Pearson's down there on the sidelines doing some work for us. So we're thankful for all of our guys helping us out here and putting this on for you guys.
Certainly, we wouldn't be able to do it without them. So they're going to line up again in that I formation. Rothermel tight end to the left side. And Bastion's just going to take his sweet old time. Handoff up the middle to number 25, Ryan Straub. Not much there. Looked like the ball popped out. Lynch hopped on it, but nothing doing it there.
Yeah, they called it dead well before the ball came out, and rolling down to about a minute and a half left, brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Seals, and they'll probably just run out the clock here. Shamokin doesn't have any timeouts left, so this is going to be probably this play and one more either way.
Yeah, it's wasn't the game I was expecting. I'll tell you that. I figured it was going to be a defensive battle, but I was really impressed by Selinsgrove. They were really flat the first time they played the Indians, sort of out of their wits, and right now they're just pounding it down. Nice tackle by Ian Paul, and that's a first down. The game's over right now. That's the game. That's the run by Brandon Heil, 6 yards, is going to seal the game.
Yeah, it looks like hopefully they're going to come out and knee the ball here in the game. And, again, I mean, honestly, like Shamokin, they ended up losing by 13 points. Probably, I think that's the smallest deficit they lost by so far this year. So, I mean, a close a game as any as they've had this year. And certainly encouraging. I mean, obviously they lost the game, and with that kind of stoppage that happened in the 4th quarter. But, I mean, I think this is definitely a team that if they put it together, they have a chance to come out and win next week. And,
yeah,
again,
absolutely.
in the playoffs, anything can happen. I mean, we're going to have to play at Selinsgrove, so it's certainly going to be a little bit tougher next week, and we'll see how the emotions are played out next week for the playoff game. So.
And a bit of a sloppy game altogether. I wasn't a fan of how there was too much dirty laundry for me to enjoy this game from both teams. Really, a lot of flags thrown, but overall, I would say it's a strong win by Selinsgrove. Shamokin looks strong at points. They're going to have a nice week of practice. I think they'll come out next week far more prepared. They may have even underestimated the Seals coming in, beating them 16-0 in the past. So, they're going to reload, regenerate, and I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, I think definitely a lot of positives to take away for both teams, and a lot to work on in practice as well. So next week, we'll see you next week from Selinsgrove in the district playoff game. So, yeah, playing this team for the 3rd time. I don't know if that's probably never happened before. I mean, especially with COVID, got weird things going on left and right. So, yeah, going to play the Seals for a 3rd time. We split with them so far, so we'll see what happens in the district playoffs next week.
Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Nathan Grimes.
And Jamison Kramer signing off here from Kent Memorial Stadium.
Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.